For certain, Texas has its share of lush green garden spots, but it's no secret that Archer City, Texas is a far cry from what you'd call an oasis. This is a rugged place where rugged people, along with sand-scraped buildings and a single lonesome traffic light, endure some of the harshest weather Mother Nature can dish out.
Archer City was developed as a ranching town originally, and then they found oil back at the last turn of the century, and it developed from there.
But between all the wind and dust, Archer City has prospered. There's a business here called Booked Up, the largest used and rare bookstore in Texas, and soon to be the world. And it's one particular book that put Archer City on the map. In The Last Picture Show, Larry McMurtry called the town Thalia, but it was Archer City, his hometown, that was the inspiration. It was the place where the Old West met the New West, and a tiny place called the Royal Theater witnessed it all.
High school sweethearts, Dwayne Jackson and J.C. Farrow, going to the picture show and going all the way.
Oh, quit prison. I don't think you did it right anyway.
The Academy Award-winning Last Picture Show.
Over the years, wind, rain, and fire have taken their toll on the old Royal. It even burned to the ground in 1965. But thanks to that movie, it became a national icon 6 years later. Abby Abernathy remembers what the Royal used to be. He remembers the day Hollywood rolled in to make a movie in his town. It was on that day that Abby had a dream that has driven him every day since.
When I was 7 years old, at the time, the Last Picture Show was being filmed, and several Monday nights I saw him film across the alley at the Legion Hall. I had no idea at the time what kind of effect that would have on my life or my career. Since the Last Picture Show, it's turned into somewhat of a national icon, and it was falling down. The city tried to condemn it, and I just didn't feel like that it was right to destroy a landmark like it was.
Well, after 4 years of planning and more than a year of struggle, sweat, and hard work, the Royal Theater is open again. 35 years to the day after the theater succumbed to fire, the old movie house has risen from the ashes. The whole community came out to celebrate, even Larry McMurtry himself, the man who started it all.
Well, I think it's very positive, big thing for the town. You know, we've all wondered, it didn't look too hopeful in the first months. There was not too much funding, and Abby didn't have all that much help. And we've just been, and he, as I say, I've watched him myself, watched it slowly come into some kind of viable form, and that's very good. He persisted, and he did a lot of the work himself, had good volunteers, and it speaks well.
So Abby, this is looking kind of rough. When's it going to be done?
This looks rough? Oh, it's done. It's complete. This is the actual outside wall of the Royal Theater. It was torn down to just about 6 feet from the front. And then the production company of Texasville came in and put in a new dilapidated, decayed looking wall. And so that's what we're leaving. We're leaving it as is. The old theater itself, the old Royal Theater, will never have a top on it. It'll be an outdoor patio, outdoor stage, street side tourist attraction. You'll always be able to get into it. Well, for years and years, ever since the filming and the release of The Last Picture Show, the pile of rocks known as the Royal Theater has been a pilgrimage for thousands of people. It is an accomplishment. I hope they appreciate it. and not appreciate my time or my work or my stress level. It's not about me. It's I hope they appreciate that facility, and I hope they appreciate that there were people that believed in what I saw and said, yes, here's the money to go do that, because Archer City will benefit over and over and over. Every time the doors are open, Archer City will benefit. It was an insurmountable challenge, and that's probably the biggest driving force for me. I'm stimulated by challenge. Plugging the lights in last night and saying, it's done. Here it is, people. There it is, it's for you.
Now, it may not seem like all that much, but to the local townfolk, the Royal Theater is a lifeline. They're linked to the arts. For Abby, what started out as a love for his hometown and movie history became a passion of preservation and the realization of the dream that a 7-year-old boy had so many years ago. Not only has Abby saved a cultural landmark, in a way, he's helping to save culture itself in the tiny North Texas town of Archer City.
This is probably the largest challenge that I've ever faced. But, you know, man doesn't achieve more because he doesn't attempt more. And that's how I live.